This is a quick look at the new Zoukei Mura Mustang Mark IV P51D/K. This is, as far as I know, the second Mustang boxing that Zoukei Mura have produced, and has an extra parts to produce the REF variants. On opening the box, you'll find it absolutely cram-packed with plastic. Now, anyone who knows a Zoukei kit will know what to expect here. They cover areas that most other manufacturers don't bother with internal detail, hence the incredibly high part count. Now, this boxing is nearly identical to the original P51D that they released last year. There's not an awful lot of difference. You still get the same instruction manual, and this is as fully comprehensive as you can expect. As you can see, detail very good all the way through this kit. It just never ceases to impress. There are lots of areas which are detailed which you will never see unless you get creative with how you're going to build your model by cutting away areas of the fuselage or the wings. But all the detail is there. Now, which is better, a Tamiya kit or one of these? I think it's really down to the individual. Tamiya will be an easier build, but that detail, I mean, it's just brilliant. It really is well done. With careful painting, it looks amazing. Options? Well, this instruction book would have you have 2 options, but neither of these are actually included, or 3 options, sorry. Neither of these options are included in this kit boxing, and we'll come to that next. Now, this little extra instruction book, it covers the markings for the British Mustang Mark IV. And now, I don't like the way they've done this because basically it's a little bit lazy. What they have you do is compare this book to the original book, and through the various sections of it you have changes where they tell you, oh, if you wish to build this model, use this part or this part. It means you're constantly toing and throwing between the 2 books. Realistically, I wish they'd just redone the book completely and included this little amendments in the main instruction manual. It would have made life a lot easier for the modeller. Markings, well, not surprisingly, you've got the REF options, a natural metal finish one, a nice one that's on the box art with the shark's mouth, and you get some American options. So these are, again, very nice, but nothing really stands out. I think my favourite is the REF camouflage one on the box art. Well, you might expect that you'd get 1 decal sheet. In fact, you get 3 A4 decal sheets. These are quite nicely printed, especially for a Far East product. Normally the printing there can be a little bit ropey, a little bit inaccurate, but these don't actually look too bad at first glance. I will say they are quite thick. There is a distinct ridge on them. This one, as I say, contains REF markings and D-Day stripes for the undersides. Note how they've cut out all the difficult bits around the undercarriage, so that should make applying D-Day markings quite easy. These are beautifully painted, and of course there was a big debate about how accurate that would be. D-Day stripes were a temporary marking applied by hand. They weren't all neatly masked, or certainly not the majority. This is the second sheet, yet more masks for large black areas, and then the third sheet has the stencils and more national insignias. So, nice little decal sheets, quite thickly printed, but I reckon they're going to be usable. Not so sure about some of the colourways on this one, actually. Those REF unit markings don't look quite right to me. I've just noticed that. Now, this little packet's very easy to throw away. It's actually a set of masks for the canopy. Inside and external masks are supplied on this. Not quite sure how easy this is going to be used over the very complex curves that you get on the inside of a Malcolm hood, but it's supplied, and I think that's not a bad thing. And this is the only new plastic in the kit. It provides the Aero Products propeller and an alternative tail without the fillet. You still have the other D parts in the box, so it does enable you to produce any version from this kit. Now, one thing that is really exceptional, and I hope the camera will pick this up, is the cooling fillets. Now, I'm going to try and zoom in on these a bit. These little grills on the side of the fuselage are absolutely beautifully cast and are hollow. As can be seen, you can actually see right through them. That's a really nice touch. I've not seen that so finely done in injection moulded plastic before. Now, this is the only new sprue in this kit. It provides the Aero Products propeller, the alternative tail without the fillet. You do get the other version in the box. Now, I'm going to zoom in on the most impressive part, and that's the air filter. This is absolutely a beautiful piece of casting. Hollow. You can actually see right through. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but it really does look amazing. Let's just see if I can jiggle it around a little bit to pick that up. But it actually does show the light right through. Beautiful piece of casting. Really, really impressive. And typical of a Zoukei Mura kit. Now I'm just going to have a quick look at some of the cockpit parts. Here you have the sidewalls. As you can see, detail is very, very good. Does remind me very much of monogram kits in the 1970s. Until you've got the paint on, you can't really see the detail. But it is very, very nicely moulded out of the box. You've got room for improvement. What plastic kit hasn't? And here's another bit 1970s. You have both a seat without belts and with belts. Now I must admit, I've used the one with belts on a number of my models from Zoukei, and they do look very impressive when painted up. It's nice to be given the option. Now that's finished the look at the plastic, but now we're going to have a look at how you can win one of these kits. So this is the new North American Mustang Merlin powered variant book. This is part 2 of our series on the Mustang. We released the Allison engine version last year, and now we're bringing out the Merlin powered one. This will be released around about the end of May, beginning of June. Now, how can you win a Zoukei Mura kit? If you pre-order the book from the Sam Publications website, you'll be put into a draw, and we have no less than 6 Mustangs to give away. That will be 4 of the standard variant, the D, and 2 of the Mustang 4. And these will be pulled from the hat at random from all those who've pre-ordered the new Mustang title. If you want details of this, visit www.sampublications.com, where there'll be more information and a look at some of our new titles coming out later this year.